Out here we have our flashing on the bottom. So this is a continuous flashing, and what we have done is we've got some, it's an aluminum flashing, so it's not going to rust out on us. And if you look up under there, you can see that the flashing is, let's see if I can, yeah, so anyway, it's the 2x4 flashing, angle flashing, and so we snipped the edges of, let me go back to that there. Okay, so we took the tin snips and cut this, and we folded the metal down over the threshold underneath of there on both sides, so that now we have no water entry points. Then what we did here is we've got the flashing that we screwed down, and to make sure that our screws would go in all the way, we took this countersink bit, or oh god, the name of it's countersink bit, and we hit it with the hammer. Hit it once, turned it 45 degrees, and hit it again, and that creates a cone hole with a piercing through the aluminum. And then we added all the screws in here. We needed to double up the screws here because the flap in here is creating an upward force. So the next step is going to be when this caulk dries in, then we get the Gecko-Deck tape, and we embed the tape in Gecko-Deck over the flashing, and there'll be several coats of that, but that will give a sealed permanent finish over the flashing. And we'll actually have the Gecko tape coming up the side of the flashing, so that there's no way for it to come under the flashing. Anyway, so this worked out pretty good. This is the new underneath support for the door's aluminum threshold. And so the door just comes over this and drops down onto it. So, yeah, the flashing here has quad caulk all under it, so that's completely sealed. And the screws are all 1.25 inch stainless steel, so those will never go bad. And as they screwed in, they had some of the quad came up through the hole, and so they embedded into quad caulk. Okay. So then, after we get this set up, then we will put the edge flashing on all around, and do the same thing with the quad or the Gecko-Deck tape to seal up the flashing, and then we will put our corner posts down. So we are moving along. Okay, the unknown mechanic has been outside working on the siding. He's got it mostly fixed up and installed here. Just one more piece along the bottom to put in, and then we have to put it in along the outside edge of the deck. But the deck is looking good. And here is the edging for the siding here, and then the trim board for the doors goes there, and there's a corner piece for the siding that will go here. Looks just like that piece there, and it'll go down all the way to the top of the deck. And a little more work on the deck, and then we'll flash the edge of the deck. And then we got to put some cedar out at that end of the deck, and at the outer edge of the deck there, and then a 1x2 to flash so that rainwater is directed out over and into the gutter. The gutter will be across the end out there, come over to the corner here and down to the ground below. So yeah, things are going very, very nicely here. And then we pulled the 2-inch pipe that was up there out, and we just got to cap it off over there where that hole in the ceiling is. Then we tied up the wires in there. We used some stackers. There's an extra length of wire here, and so we just put a loop up there. It's been there for 30 years. It was approved by the electrical inspector 30 years ago, so we're just going to leave it alone. And that's that. Okay. And here you see the unknown mechanic is applying Gecko deck to the deck. You see here we have the flashing is covered with Gecko tape and embedded in Gecko Flex. And we got tree crap falling on. Yeah, I'm watching. Okay, so there you go. Looks good. Yeah, that went over that flashing at the door very nicely. It flattened out good. Flattened out very nicely there. Okay. The unknown mechanic is putting a bead of quad caulk along the upper edge of the cedar 1x2. This is about a 9.5 footer, but you can see up there we have the first one on the edge up there, and this is the long one that's going to go along the long side. And we just put the other one over on this side. Okay, let me run upstairs. So what we are going to do is we're going to put a piece of the vinyl corner up to the top edge of the deck here, and that top lip of the corner will go under the flashing. And so we're going to flash the perimeter of the deck, this side here after the 1x2 is up, and then the same thing with the vinyl corner piece over on this side. You see the existing one just below, so we have to make up that last 8 inches. So once we get the flashing, we'll set the flashing in quad, and then we will take that cone bit and pound down into the flashing to create a cone in the flashing and the plywood below, so that the screws will go flush to the surface. And that method works out pretty good. You can see the screws along here, and they are very flush. They don't stick up excessively. And the screws are going to be stainless steel. So, okay, Dave's going to hand that up here. And okay.
Easier for me up there, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Maybe not.
I think it'll be easier up here, Dave, because then you can move along the length of it. Okay, so I don't have a little handy pod, so we're gonna put some 1¼ brad nails in to tack it in place. Then we will drill it and put in the 1¼ screws. And there you go, we have now got our 1x2 cedar edging on. And then we're going to put a piece of Hardyback siding, 8¼ inches tall, that will go right, it'll butt right up under the 1x2, and it'll hang down a little bit past, you see the plywood soffit here, and that will finish off this area. And so right now, Dave is going to work on this vinyl corner for over here. And I guess I can work on the one for the other side. Okay. All right, we are going to cut our flashing. So I have this flashing right to the edge, and then this flashing here is going to come down, and we're going to run it 1/4 inch long over the top of this because the water flow is this direction. And then we will embed the flashing into quad. Okay, so I just hold the flashing into the siding, take my pencil, and I just mark the flashing like that. And there is our mark in the flashing, so we're going to just cut on the line with a pair of tin snips. Okay, well, hang on for 1 second. Okay, so we have our beads of caulk here, quad plus, or what is it? Quad max, there you go, good stuff. So we've got a bead that is filling the gap between the 1x2 and the plywood, and now we are going to set the flashing into it.
I'm going to pull it tight on this flat.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. And just kind of press it. Press it on down. Get a good.
No, it's that 1/4 inch that way.
Oh.
Did it slide on it?
Well, probably. Just gotta keep.
So now it's 1/2 inch.
Yeah, I'm probably pushing it that way. And so we are flush to the end there. Okay. All right.
We want to start in the middle.
Yeah.
This one's sitting pretty flat. There's this. Okay, you got some splooge over there. That's the only place it wasn't sitting flat.
And it will momentarily. So we got 3/4. So that puts me in the plywood. Should do.
Go ahead. This one didn't budge. I think you're in good shape. Now. think I feel mist.
What's that?
I think I feel a mist.
Oh.
Yeah, we might be fucking up.
Yeah. Let's try and get done as we can. Screw every 6 inches. Okay, so there you go. Stainless steel screws every 6 inches. Let's get a focus on it, eh? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we are making some good headway. We're just about to put the last piece of flashing in. We're going to put a piece of 1x2 over there as a backer to the flashing. And then Dave just finished making this piece here. And so you see how the flashing will drop over the top of that. Keep water from going in. And then there's our connection down below here. Okay. So we have all our stainless steel screws are in. There's the other corner there. And so things are coming along very nicely. We're going to get this next piece of flashing caulked in with quad along the edge and then screw it in, and then we will put a coat of Gecko deck down. And so that's what we're doing. We're putting that piece of 1x2 in there to be consistent with our gap here. Okay. And we're trying to beat the rain. We're getting ready to put the Gecko deck and mesh tape over the perimeter. We're going to do the bottom first, and then the upper one laps over that. We're trying to beat the rain. So if we can get this on real quick, then we can, hopefully it'll be dry enough that we can pull the tarp over it and then do the floor. Okay, and away we go. Mr. Unknown Mechanic is, okay, I'm gonna need that brush.
You're gonna have to locate it, because I don't know where it went.
Yeah. Okay, so I see we've got our flashing has the tape and Gecko deck on it, and the Unknown Mechanic is just rolling out the last bit of this coat. And don't be going cheap on me. Actually, don't be going cheap on you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This whole can is going on here.
Oh yeah, well, as you say, it's liquid gold with $100 a can. Is that a big hunk of branch?
Where?
I know. I
Right
guess
there?
maybe a roller picked it up.
You see something?
Well, I thought I did.
Well, I've seen that before too,
Yeah,
but the roller seems to stay on the roller.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's probably what I saw there was that.
A line.
Yeah, well, just a buildup of stuff.
Yeah.
So, well, good. I think you got it there, boy.
Well, it looks reasonably thick.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. This will work.
Yeah, this is it there.
Yeah, diesel filter. Okay. And this is what it's looking like on the outside. Let me turn up the gain on this. Okay, so you can see the HardieBacker on the edges and our soffit. There we go. So everything is coming together nicely. We just need to put a trim piece at the top of the siding there. You can see how our corner came together. So that worked out very nicely. And this is the other side. So we got that vinyl siding corner in place nicely. So we will paint and caulk everything together. You see the joints on the HardieBacker came together nicely. Okay, then we have our light up there for the back door. Anyway, things are working out very, very nicely. Let me back up a ways here without tripping. Looks good, Dave.
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks real good. Okay, so we went and got ourselves some fish and chips, and it didn't look like it was going to rain, but just barely when we got back, it had started to drizzle. So you can see a little bit of discoloration there from water, raindrops. Anyway, I don't think it'll be an issue. We got the fan blowing on it here, and that should dry things out before long. But yeah, the deck is going to look really good. Kind of excited to see the posts and railings get put up here. Probably another day or two, because we have to get about 4 more coats of decking, gecko deck on it, and the grip coat with rubber nodules in it. Okay. Okay. So you see we've got the gutters in. Just recording. The gutter is in. We did not get another coat of gecko deck down today because the one we did yesterday still wasn't quite dry, but it should be dry by tomorrow. Okay. And there you see we have the gutters up. And we need to finish putting in the downspout pipe. We actually had the wrong materials because we changed. It was going to be over on the side there, and now we're going to put it on the front here. So we need different types of pipe. Okay. And I cut my hand earlier, my thumb, got a nice big gash in it. Got that. While mortaring under the stairs here, we have a big void under there, so we're fixing that. And there you can see the remnants from some of the carnage. So hopefully the black tape will, or the blue tape Band-Aid will hold things together and help it heal quickly. What was I going to show here? I was going to show something and I don't remember what. Okay, so I'm going to go blind looking at the lights, so I just want to finish the video here for today. Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. Wait a minute. I don't have it. I have another mud pan over here. I was going to show you how I got myself. Okay. We were grabbing mortar out of the pan and throwing it up into the void, because that way the mortar will get deep in and make nice contact everywhere. But what I did is I swung and cut myself on that nice sharp edge right there that doesn't want to come into focus. So I went slash about 1.5 inches long. Felt good, lots of blood. Time goes on. All right. And that there is the official owie slice from today, and it looks like I got it all cleaned out pretty good. So I'll give it another shot of hydrogen peroxide and close it up. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Where is it, buddy? Done playing? I'm done playing. I'm done playing. Good boy.